Day I'm hustling.
Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not interested in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? How's everyone feeling? Out of 10, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Whoopsies. 1 second. I gotta grab my headphones. All right. Says Bleski Kronos went to 12.5 cents. Excellent news. But the Queen what's up, y'all? Says not over leveraged, but these flush outs are real. Yo, bro, you think the bottom's in? I do think the bottom is in. Like, we're at the same price. All right, let's get into it. How do we sound on the Sonic account? I know I switched mid. I switched mics in the middle of it. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's get into it. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at, I need my chat, $92,200. Hold on 1 second. Let's pull this over here. All right. Do we have the right? Says fire sale, we're cooked, sub-ski. Alright, we're good. Full moon. Yeah, it is the full. Good morning, ski. Good morning. The full moon. Alright, let's get into it. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $92,200. And everyone is freaking out. We're cooked, ski. It's over. We're done. Not knowing that it's the full moon, not knowing that we're on top of how many days of support? How many days of support have we been here? Save me! I'm gonna sell it all. Save me, Ski! All right, so the question is, do I think that the bottom is in? And the answer is yes. We are sitting on top of 64 days worth of support. Can we get through there? Yes, we can. That is definitely possible. But I don't think so. I think that we will get through here sooner or later, actually. The question is, when are we getting through there? That is the question. Okay, that is certainly the question. Hold on 1 second. There we go. But look at this body structure. This to me just is a flush out. What is the fear and greed at right now? We have 7 days until the most pro crypto. We have the 7 days until the most pro-crypto administration in the history of ever has taken over The most, oh my God. Oh my God, please help me. The most pro-crypto administration in the history of ever. Red or blue, left or right, on both sides of the aisle, Congress and the Senate. The most pro-crypto friendly administration that has ever existed takes office in 7 days. 7 days. KV, thanks for the gold medal. The lightning. Jay, thank you for the heart. Thank you for the hat and mustache. It says only bare naked and you called the bottom, everyone else. We bullish. It's so obviously a shakeout bear trap. I agree. What's up? Yes, Savage. I tell you yesterday, Solnick, one more correction now. Time to buy Solnick. It didn't need to. It has the same structure as Bitcoin. People are shaken out by Bitcoin. So some people sold. But we still have the same. We're on top of the same structure. It's literally within the same range as yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday because I didn't go live yesterday. So we dipping more or what? No, I don't think so. I think that this is a local bottom. Is this a bear trap or a bull trap? I think this is a bear trap. Bottom never feels good. Well, some bottoms do. Does this feel good, Matt? Looked at one of your plays, NXRA. Saw it was hacked a few months ago. Is it really reliable? Also, what's your price prediction for NXRA? Okay, ARG. So let's talk about NXRA for just this moment. This is why I am such a stickler. And listen, I want to be very clear. If you find evidence of something being actually hacked, I want to know that. I want to know that. And I will make a correction statement, right? However, where's my coffee? However, people call things hacks that are phishing attacks. And it bugs me. It's one of my pet peeves because when we call a phishing attack a hack, it instills lack of trust in the blockchain and its security and its capability. And the whole point of the blockchain is that you don't need to trust it because everything is verified. So, in my opinion, what happened, thank you for the cap. For my understanding, and again, if I have a misunderstanding, I will make a correction. But from my understanding, it was a phishing attack from one of the whales, not a hack. Which I would put no different than LCX and the team selling at the bottom at 8 cents. That's my opinions on that. As far as the price for NXRA, let's look at that. I want to be very clear. If I get new information, just like I was like a big fan of API 3, I found out it was more inflationary than I was led to believe. Like, this chart looks really good. I made a correction. I'm like, hey, this has too much inflation. I'm removing this from my top plays. But my price target for this is minimum of 17 cents, and it could get as high as 69 cents. So there you go. Lots of risk to reward for this one, in my opinion. The chart looks amazing. I mean, just to retracement is a 6x. Like, honestly, I would take that. Do you think long for trading is better than daily trading? Yes. Yes. For most people. Wick below 90K was nerve-wracking. I get it, yeah. Because it's such a psychological level. Like, we've held this for a long time. We've held this range for a long time, and then when we wick below it, it doesn't feel good. Minimum for Shiba, I would say about a 5x. I'm going to try to put, real quick, I'm going to try to put on my, I'm going to try to add this audio source because every time I close my TikTok app, it deletes it for some reason. And I don't know why. I do not know why. Super weird. What if I add... Yeah, I don't know. So it's not adding it. All right, well, you don't get any... KV, thank you for the cap. I'll just do it myself. The cream rises to the top. Sonic had dealt with all of these blows so well. Appreciate you holders. I agree. Like, Sonic is... the chart has held up very, very well, relatively, in comparison to the rest of the crypto market. How do we sound on the Sonic account, by the way? Good morning, Ski. Good morning. Hi, bro. What's up? Sound is good? Okay, good. Good. Thanks for the follow. Make sure you guys drop that follow. We are doing a giveaway at 50,000 followers. So make sure you guys follow. Alex was all over the place today. Said we could be done. Someone asked, can we get your boy Ski on here? And Alex said, no. I got 20K liquidated. Damn. Youch. That's what happened. I'm scared, Ski. I'm scared. It's okay, guys. We've been worse. We have been through worse. We have been through way worse. It is the full moon. We are 7 days away from the most bullish administration. And listen, I want to be very clear. I am not one of these people who looks for politicians to be my savior. In fact, I look for no one to be my savior. My savior is from up above and within. I do not look for other men to save me. All right, so let me be very clear when I'm stating what I'm about to state. But the facts are, this is going to be the most pro-crypto administration that has ever existed. That is 7 days. So, when we make it through the next 7 days. He says, full moon dead. All right, listen, brother. I did not put this on here. Your boy Ski did not put this on here. If you go to TradingView, a multi-million-dollar company, and then you go to indicators, and then you type in moon phases. I didn't put that there. I didn't ask them to put that there. But it's here. And what you will figure out is the full moons with a absurd amount of accuracy, a hilarious amount of accuracy, are almost always the local bottoms, and the new moons, the blue ones, are almost always the local tops. So let's go through it. Local top, 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 local top. This is like years of data now. Local top, local top, local top. Even crazier, the top, local 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 top. What about the full moons? Local bottom, 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 local bottom. Local bottom, 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 and looks like local bottom. So I wish it wasn't that simple. I'm not a witch. I'm not here to read your astrology chart. That's not what that's not what I am. That's not what I do. But I didn't put it there. And just on the most practical sense, it makes very much sense. Did you add more ICP? Yes, I'm definitely going to be adding more ICP today. There's a free one for you. Bear Costa. Can Crow Bitcoin go to the top of the range? Says, dude, make a Sonic video doing that for YouTube. Is today's Bitcoin's the bottom? I think so. I mean, we're still at the bottom of the range yet again. Like, yes, we wicked lower. Wick. This is why I don't pay attention to the wicks, because look at the body. The body is higher than the other low. We're still at the same range that we've been at for 60 plus days. +60 days. When do you expect alt season to start? January 21st. We're going to 0.
Oh, we went to 0. Yo!
YouTube got the emote. It says, you playing UFC this Saturday, if you know what I mean? Probably not. Last time I got banned, so I don't know that I can do that. Maybe I can do like a watch party on Telegram or something. I don't know. Probably not. What's the buys of the day? Render, Matic, XYO. I think all of those are pretty good buys. My top value plays right now: Sonic, Hee, Flux, NXRA, Sauce, VeChain, XYO, Shiba, Naka, IOTA. I don't know. There's 10. What are the plans if TikTok bans holds up? YouTube only? I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm live on Twitter right now. I'm live on Twitch right now. I'm live on Facebook right now. Rose. But yeah, if you guys want to support my work, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't fearmonger. That's not what I do. Listen, there are two types of creators. There are those that are correct, and there are those that are popular. That's it. And I know what the game is. In order to be popular, yeehaw! Thank you, Daniel. In order to be popular, you have to like play a certain game of, you have to do like confirmation bias, and you have to fearmonger when it's red, and then you have to like hype it up when it's green. But for my legacy, for my morals, my ethics, my ethos, I just refuse to do that. And so I'm not going to do that with TikTok either. Right? I don't think that it's actually getting banned. If it does, it's all right. It's all right. I'll be on YouTube either way. That's my other main platform. You think Fly is going to 100 to 230? Fam, I missed the top 5. Please shout out. Irish Dano has like my top 21 plays right now. Irish Dano's an OG. He's a moderator for a reason. So he's been posting it. Bear Costa says Fly Eagles Fly Super Bowl champs. I'm bleeding. Put on a tourniquet. Crank it down. And just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Mama Llama Red Pajama says, I missed your lives. How about them Texans? Only thing I know is OH. That's all I know about. Listen, I gave up on the NFL like week 7. I was like, oh, okay, we suck. And then I was slightly rooting for Tampa. And then they lost, so that's it. I heard Irish Dano is getting 2 tickets to the national championship game. It says busy is busy though. Thank you for the follow. Drop that follow, guys. All right, let's get into it. What do you guys want to look at? You're not going to get any fear mongering from me. Listen, and I'll outline it. How about this? We'll outline scenarios where I need to reconsider. Because people are like, are you a perma bull? Ski? No, I'm not. I'm not a perma bull. Especially, I am a bull permanently compared to the US dollar. But I understand that there's phases and there's seasons to this. So permanently, I am not a bull. I'm not a bull nor a bear. So let me outline a scenario real quick, and then we're going to get into what you guys want to talk about. A scenario that would concern me. And that would be if we started getting a body close, like this is the body right here. Right here. This is the body of this last candle. So if we got a body close like that below all of the structure, that would start to be concerning. But as it stands right now, it's just the same. We've just been at the same range for 60 plus days. Hey, Ski, show me a coin which it's 1 year on the market and only has only 3,000 holders. Show me a CTO that's lasted for a year. $3,000 holders is not a small feat. I'm not doing this with you today, bro. Listen, I tell you what, just don't be a part of it. And then I don't want you to say anything 10 years from now. And you're going to be like, show me a meme coin that's been here for 10 years and only has 300,000 holders. Or 3 million. Do that. How many holders did Bitcoin have after 1 year? How many holders did Bitcoin have in 2009? How about that? Let's see. It hasn't even been a year. I don't know. Somebody tell me how many holders did Bitcoin have in 2009? Let me know. What makes you bullish besides pro-crypto president coming to an office? Listen, I don't even think he's necessarily pro-crypto. I just think the whole collective, not just the president, the administration, number one. All right, what makes me bullish besides that, though? The entire administration, so Congress, left and right, blue and red, is the most pro-crypto that has ever existed. The Senate, left or right, blue or red, is the most pro-crypto administration that has ever existed. So that's like the fundamental thing that makes me bullish. Number two, what makes me bullish right now is because I need to clean up this chart. They keep telling me that it's different this time. It's different this time. It's different this time. That's what I've heard for 4 straight years, that it's different this time. And it hasn't been different for one single minute. Nothing has been different. Nothing. And so when we look at the halving, the 4-year cycle, whether you want to believe it or not, all it is just supply and demand. Every 4 years, the supply crunch gets squeezed and causes the price to go up, because price equals supply plus demand. That is it. So every 4 years, what happens? The inflation on Bitcoin gets cut in half, and it takes about a year to really feel that. And so let's see how many days this is right here. 203 days. All right. And I've outlined where Bitcoin is a little bit ahead of schedule, but nothing else. And we had this big dip right in here. The first time we attempted to get above an all-time high, we had this dip over here. Right? So this was a dip the first time, and it's very rare. Yes, sir, it's different this time. Then take all your profits and then leave. Put your money where your mouth is. I dare you. I dare you. All right, so what makes me think so? Rejection off of the all-time high. So rarely do you break right above something and get rejected. And when is this? This is December into January after the halving. So when did the correction stop? When did we get out of here? This one was by January. And then this one was this one was also in January. So you have the halving. You try to get above all-time high. You get rejected off of all-time high. And then it corrects all the way. This one corrected all the way to January 17th. This was back in 2016. Strangely enough, right before Orange Man was inaugurated again. Strangely enough, on the full moon. So what am I saying right now? Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. Put this right here. And then I'm going to show the structural one that I think is really important. Yeah, February is the best. Only 2 red Februaries since 2009. January is one of the 3 worst months, according to the seasonality chart, which we can show that in just a second. Where is... All right, so we're going to do the total 3. All right. So what are we talking about here? When was it was 420, right? Was the that was the halving event. All right, so we're going to put a line in the sand so that we all can see what we're talking about. 420 was the halving, correct? We'll just put it right there. put that right there. Okay. So all of these lines right here are the same. These are the halvings, okay? The one in the middle and the one on bottom is going to be from 2024. The one on top is from 2016, which, guess what? Spoiler, the orange man was about to take office for this halving as well, right? So he wins the presidency in November, takes office in January. Same thing. All right, so we have a line right down the middle. This is 2016, Bitcoin. This is 2024, Bitcoin. And then this is the total 3, which is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is alt season, right? So the question is, the original question is, other than that, other than Orange Man taking office, why am I bullish right now? And the answer is, everyone keeps telling me that it's different, but it's not. It hasn't been. And so here we go. The orange line is the halving. Halving is supply and demand. The only thing that equals price is supply and demand. So why am I referring to the halving? Because the supply of the inflation of Bitcoin gets cut in half every 4 years. So that is supply plus demand. If the inflation is cut in half, supply plus demand equals price. That can only mean that the price will go up. And what history tells us is it takes us about 180 days before we start rocking and rolling on average and working our way out of here. Okay? 190 for this one. 190 for this one. Same thing. Okay? But what you'll notice too, the first time you attempt to get above the all-time high, you get rejected. Okay? And this is where I want to point you to. The first time you attempt to get above the all-time high, you get rejected. Right? Now, so this corrected all the way to mid-January. Back in 2016. Corrected all the way into mid-January. And the finality of the correction, if we zoom in, was, drum roll please, on the full moon, a few days before inauguration. Here was the finality of that correction when it attempted to get above the all-time high. It could not. All right, and you might be like, well, Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin is a little bit ahead of schedule because institutions are involved and governments. But structurally, it is the same, especially when we look at the total 2 and the total 3. Okay? Same exact thing. Attempts to get above the all-time high approximately 180 days after the halving. Here's the all-time high. Here's where we got to. It could not get above the all-time high. Steep rejection. December post halving, correcting into January. Days before inauguration. So everyone keeps telling me it's different. That's what they keep telling me. I have yet to see anything that is different. And look at all these people in my comments right now saying that we're going lower. That is your sign. Who has been following me long enough to know that that's a excellent sign, that there's all these bear market experts that just show up on my live streams. That's excellent news. So that is one thing. That's like fundamentally, structurally, technically where I think that we're at. And why I'm still bullish. It says draw a trend line from the top of 2013, 2017. We might see 88 Bitcoin, but never lower. Listen, I don't care about the wicks, to be honest with you. I could care less about wicks because I understand what a wick is. I teach this. Like, do not pay attention to wicks. Like, did anybody play sports? Anybody play basketball? Anybody play football? Like, what would your coach tell you? Should you look at their head? Should you look at their head? Or watch their hips? Their hips don't lie, right? How do you make an open field tackle? Watch them hips. Them hips aren't going to lie to you, right? So that's what this is. That's what wicks are. Wicks are head fakes. Don't watch the head fakes. Watch the hips. What are the hips? The hips are the body. The body is the hips. Pay attention to the hips. Keep your head on a swivel. You don't get that god doggone head. I had a football coach that was he was straight out of the 80s. Come on, man. We're going to get that god doggone head on that god doggone football. You think Head and Shoulders pattern will be invalidated? Yes. I mean, there is no other pattern that is more invalidated than Head and Shoulders. People at my post office were asking I knew anything about crypto, specifically XRP. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you a fan of IOTA? Charlie says, I like some hips. Listen, I mean, like literally, if we're going to relate it into sports terminology, if you play basketball, you're on defense, don't pay attention to the head movements. You play safety or corner or whatever, you got to pay attention to the hips. The hips don't lie. That's what a body is. When you pay attention to where the wick goes, you're paying attention to where the head fake goes. And you're going to be shooketh, and you're going to be doing what's called a prayer tackle, which is when you completely whiff, and then you get down on your hands and knees and you pray to God for forgiveness. That's what paying attention to wicks will leave you. Shakira's hips don't lie. So I pay attention to the body and the structure. That is paying attention to the hips. Will bad macroeconomics just hinder the amount of X's we can make? John, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, history would tell us we have had bull runs during recessions. We have had bear markets during recessions. It's about 50-50. Now, more recently, it's been... my God. I don't think that we're going into a proper recession until 2029 because we just had one in 2022. And that's not really what you see. And whether you like the Orange Man or not, I think that we all could agree that he would be willing to punt the next 50 years in order to make his regime look good. Right? If you hate him, I think you could probably agree to that. If you love him, you might say, well, he's doing amazing things. But I don't think that we're getting a recession until 2029. And I just talked about this as well. Fundamental macroeconomics is the most lagging indicator. The market can just be absolutely euphoric. Like, think about 2007. 2007, like, you could work at McDonald's and have 4 mortgages, right? But in 2007, was the market fundamentally bad? Yes. There was absolute fundamental problems in 2007. There was absolute problems in 2006. There was absolute problems in 2005. Jax, thanks for the hat and mustache. Matt, thanks for the lightning and the rose, you savage.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
My sister's husband was telling me about Pepe, like 10 other Pepe memes. Yep, this is the bull run. Can you look at VRA? Alex said today it's dead. I bought more today. Bought more ICP in the dip. Let's go. Q2 2022 was the recession, but they changed the definition. Literally. For 100 years, the definition of what a recession is 2 consecutive GDP quarters at a loss. For 100 years, that has been the definition of a recession. We got that in 2022, and then instead of being like, well, we've had 2 consecutive quarters at a GDP loss, this is technically a recession, although we're hopeful for the economy and blah, blah, blah. They didn't do that. They said, well, there's many factors as to what a recession is, and many economists have many different definitions. Let me just pee on you real quick and call you, hey, guys, this is rain. This isn't a recession. This is rain. This is not pee. This is rain. Don't worry about the smell. Don't worry about it being yellow. That's what happened. Will Bitcoin ever go up now? Yes. Don't worry about the smell, guys. What about XLM? $1 to $2. $2025 will be worse than everyone expects. Roman, sell all your crypto. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah! Thank you for the hat and mustache. XEC, 40 cents. People say altsies in February. What do you think, bro? I think that's a good... I don't like that people are saying that, but that's probably true. Some people like yellow rain. Right? There's no panic. I bought more rows. Yeah, I'm adding more to my rows position. Sonic will 10x from here, minimum. $75 million market cap. Thoughts on this big dip? In my opinion, it's a local bottom. Structurally, we are not any different. People are afraid of this guy right here. Hold on. People are very scared of this guy right here. People are very scared of this guy right here, which is this big, nasty wick. But I made the analogy earlier. If you played sports, a big wick like this is no different than a head fake. And if you want to know the truth, you got to look at the hips. The hips don't lie. And what is the hips to the body of structure? It's the body of the candle. That's the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is we're at the same level that we've been at. Until this right here, until these bodies right here start making daily closes below all of this, then I will change my tune. If we start getting body closes down here, I will change my tune. But what is this wick right here? Like, what is the difference in percentage? This is a 5% wick. That's nothing more than a liquidity grab. Says, I've been here before. Shakira. Chart Solnick. Solnick has the same chart as Bitcoin. Same thing. Same structure. We've been at this for... I mean, we have a lot of support here. Same thing. Big old wick down to the 50 moving average. You typically find this as support in the bull market. We have lots of support here. We've been here for a while. What do you think of Bonk? It's okay. I just saw your boy Ski like this live. That's not me. So if your boy Ski messages you, that is not me. That's somebody from Pakistan or Kakistan. And they say, thank you for calling AD&D. I am here to contact you for your boy Ski. I have a great indicator. Make you lots of money. It's not me. That's not me, bro. Thank you for calling AD&D. What if it is a higher conscience of you? You sound like him for real. Yeah, if somebody, if your boy Ski messages you and says, thank you for calling AD&D. I have indicator for you. How trading going? That's not me. I'm not going to message you, bro. What do you think about XRP and XLM? I think that XRP gets to $5 to $12. I think XLM gets to $1 to $2. Why is Arrow dipping so hard? Seems worse than other alts. Arrow, I just made a video about Arrow. Arrow is highly inflationary, and Arrow was ahead of the rest of the market, in my opinion. You sound like my wife's boyfriend. ETH bottom. I think everything's at a bottom, relatively. Let's look at Arrow, though. There was a fake ski in the Telegram today that was a trip. Thank you for calling. AERO. Thoughts on ARB? Give me just a second. Yeah, so here's the deal with Arrow. Like, you need to look at Arrow with the context of that, or you should look at every coin, in my opinion. Every coin at their market cap. Any coin that will allow, it should be looked at with their market cap. I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, so here we go. So that's why, right? So now I actually think that Arrow is starting to get to an area of interest. Like, this back tested the prior all-time high, right? And so which corrected worse? Was it the market cap or the price? I imagine it was the price. 60% on the market cap. This is what I've been saying about Arrow, Ondo, Sui, all these coins, 62%. So a little bit worse, not that much. This is what I've been saying about all these coins is, like, they already did a huge move and they're inflationary. So now, to me, this is like starting to get to a point, arrow, where it's like I would consider this at this point. It's at the prior all-time high. I don't think it's just going to V bottom out of here. That's not what I think. I don't think that it's just going to do that. But what I would anticipate is this is the prior all-time high. And typically what you see is structure will come back and back test to prior all-time high. That's kind of what you see. And so what I would anticipate for arrow is just kind of chopping a little bit before working its way out of here. That's what I would anticipate. But the reason that it got crushed harder is because it performed well. And it's inflationary. Two things. So I actually like this, though. I think that it puts it at a little bit better of a value. I still think that there's better values, especially in the short term. I'll be accumulating arrow pretty aggressively in the bear market. But, yeah, I mean, from where we're at right now to the 618, you're looking at 65% to the upside. And then parabolic puts you at about a 5x. That's pretty good for a top whatever 50 coin it is. You know? So I don't think it's going to go lower than this price right here of 88 cents. But I don't think it's just going to like V bottom out of here either. If that makes sense. I think we're going to hang out between $1 and I think we're going to hang out between $1 and whoopsies, 90 cents for a little while. And so a 5x though, what would that put you at? I mean, that puts you at $6. So I think that this moved up what's possible for the rest of the bull run, this correction. So ultimately, I think it's a pretty good thing even in the short term. What do you think Bitcoin can go to? Can we go lower? We can go lower, but I don't think we will. I think that this is a local bottom. It's a full moon. We're at lots of support. We're right on schedule as far as the 4-year cycle goes. Nothing is different. The most bullish administration that has ever existed takes office in 7 days. All right, VRA, and then what was the other one? VRA looks pretty good to me. Now, I would be interested in their inflation. Did anybody find out how many holders Bitcoin had in 2009? ARB. All right, we'll look at ARB next. If I remember, $9 is my target for that one. I don't remember for sure. Okay, so there's a little bit of inflation, and there's definitely potential for a lot. So that's something to keep in mind with VRA. There is a little bit of inflation for sure. As we can see that this peak has went... Did it go higher than this peak right in here in 4/14/2022? Let me see. Yeah, it did. So there's definitely a decent bit of inflation on this. So 4/14/2022 is what day? Right here. So this peak right here, yeah, there's definitely some inflation on this. Not a little bit. And there's a lot of potential of inflation. There's only 9% of it circulating. So when we look at market cap, this right here, the market cap was somewhere around in here for this peak right here. Right? So this peak is a little bit higher than this peak right here. 4/5/2022. And then this is 3/11/2024. So, yep. 4/5/2022. This is 10/11, but whatever. It's the same peak. So yeah, that's not awesome for sure. So that means that the inflation roughly is about a 1x, 1.5x. So you would probably take a 1.5x off the table. I've seen worse, but I've definitely seen better too. So it's probably going to retrace. So you'd probably consider about 4 cents, maybe 5 cents. That's what I would consider for this. I don't mind the chart. The chart looks like it's good. I mean, that's still a 10x, to be honest. So that's really not bad, to be honest. But yeah, there's definitely inflation to factor in. And I would definitely, if I'm holding VRA, which I'm not, I would definitely keep an eye on this. 9.77% inflation circulating. 9.77% of the supply circulating. If this starts getting 10, 11, 12, you know that they're dumping supply. I would keep an eye on this for sure. All right, thank you. So Fixie at night looked it up. Bitcoin in 2009 had a few hundred holders by the end of 2009. So whoever was like, Sonic only, it's almost been a year. Sonic only has 3,000 holders. Bro, what's the deal? Bitcoin had 300 holders in 2009 after a year. So there you go. That's my thoughts. We've outpaced Bitcoin's first year by 10x. That's my thoughts. Obviously, Bitcoin is my biggest holding. And it's the genesis, and it will continue to be my biggest holding. I'm not fudding Bitcoin. I'm just putting it in context. Do you think Orange Man will announce the Bitcoin strategic reserve on the 20th? Or he lied to us? Could be. Bitcoin only had 1,000 holders by July of 2010. There you go. All right. And then ARB. Is pretty well following the chart that I sort of laid out for it. It's actually even a little bit ahead. So we kind of like, if we look at this structure, that is the sign of strength right there that we anticipated. I haven't looked at ARB in a little bit. And this was already up because I've already done this, right? So this is like, I was like, this is what I anticipate. Accumulation, sign of strength, back test. That's pretty much what has happened. I might even add ARB. I don't know what the upside potential is, but this is a good looking structure. This is a very classic Wyckoff accumulation structure of your selling climax, your automatic rally, your secondary test, your sign of strength. And then your back test. It even looks like it's reaccumulating within reaccumulation. It's below the 236. $3.65, as high as $8 is my parabolic target. So about a 10x from here. So not bad. I don't know what the market cap on ARB is. So yeah, I think that this is a pretty good, about a 10x. This is a decent risk to reward value here, value proposition. Because realistically, there's low probability that you get through all this support. And you're trading on top of it right now, and it seems to have already found support. So this looks like a pretty good risk to reward proposition right now. I would like to look at their tokenomics. Number 44. So this is like a blue chip. This is a blue chip for sure. Now, there is inflation, though. Okay. That is definitely something to factor in. 3/23/2024. 3. Okay. So that is definitely something to factor in. Right here, this peak, it's a double top over here in 12/9/2024, 12/8/2024. So the SOS is really a double top, actually. So I take that back. I don't think it's going to go parabolic. I don't mind the structure, but really this price should have been about $2.30 over here, and it didn't. So it's probably just going to retrace 160, because that's not a crazy amount. 77%. It's even less than VRA, to be honest. So it'll probably go to about $2 is what I would say. Name 3 altcoins you think can 10x from here. Solnic, VeChain, XYO, ICP, Rose, Dynex, Shiba, IOTA, Flux, Naka. Oh, you said 3, not 30. My bad. He says 2009, nobody knows. Okay, well, 2010, there was 1,000 holders for Bitcoin. So after 2 years, Bitcoin had not reached 3,000 holders. May I ask why you like XYO? I am a value investor. That is all that I am. Okay? If you're wanting someone to like dig into the weeds on like, well, they're curing cancer and they're walking on water, and this project help deliver presents to Santa Claus, and this project's curing world hunger. That's not what I am. That's not what I am, and that's not what I'm going to be. It's not what I am. However, what I am is a technical analyst. I look at the tokenomics, aka how much inflation is there from a project, aka how much supply are they dumping on your head. I look at that. And then I look at support, resistance, structure, Fibonacci's, Wyckoff, sentiment. I combine all of these together and I come up with my thesis as to what I believe to be a risk to reward proposition. What is the upside potential and the downside risk? And generally what I would say is, if a coin has low to no inflation, which XYO has low to no inflation, and it is sitting at the Fibonacci level of the 236 on top of hundreds of days of support, meaning you have all of this trading data right in here. This is what you call support. This is a floor, right? This is a masonry who is building a foundation. That's what this is. This is a floor. Is it possible to get through there? Yes, it is. Anything is possible. However, what I do is as a value investor, as a technical analyst and a value investor, is I look at the probabilities that something would break through this. And the probabilities that XYO just crashes through 1,000 days worth of support is very low. I mean, very low. So in my opinion, for XYO, the first thing I look at is the risk, right? Because it's easy to create wealth. $120 billion gets printed every stinking month. The money is out there. There is no lack of money. You should not have a fear of lack of money because the money is out there. It is infinite. It is infinite. There is no finite amount. Every month, $120 billion of new money gets created. Okay? So wealth creation is easy. Wealth preservation is equally as important, if not more, than wealth creation. Right? So the money is there. You should not have a lens of abundance, because the money exists. The money is not finite. It gets created more and more and more. It has to go somewhere. Why not to you? Okay, that's the lens as to where you should be looking at things. So the first thing I always look at is what is the risk? How am I going to preserve my wealth? What percentage of my wealth am I risking to take this? Because if you 1,000x your money, that's fantastic news, but 1,000 times 0 is still 0. Right? So wealth preservation is always at the forefront of my mind. And with XYO specifically, what do I believe is the reasonable risk, right? Not in the world of fairies and Larrys, not in the world of asteroids and meteors, not in the world of the United States or the world just explodes tomorrow. The reasonable risk. What is the reasonable risk here? I would say about 33% to 35%, 33 to 40%. Is the reasonable amount of risk for XYO. Because that's where all the structure is. Okay. Well, that's not times 100, or that's not times 0, right? Okay. So I think that that's good. I'm willing to risk 33%, perhaps. I'm willing to risk 35%, perhaps. What is the upside potential of that? Well, I would say at a minimum, you're looking at a 2x. So risking 30%, 33% for a 2x, almost 10 times what you're risking is your reward. That's a good proposition, but that's only the retracement. That's the likely place it's going to go. What is the parabolic place it could go? In my opinion, it's about 20 cents. That's about a 9x from here. That's 18 cents, but whatever. Doesn't matter. 9x from here. So a 35% risk for a 9x return. I will take that all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Sign me up as many times as possible, please, and thank you. Sir, may I have another? Please, sir. Can I have some more? So there you go. That's why I like XYO. It has nothing more to do than risk to reward. That's it. All right. Ski, why is there so much FUD that we peaked in December? I'll tell you why. Because that's how it goes. There's so much FUD that we peaked in December because this is how it goes. This is how the game is played. At no point in time has retail ever been able to articulate when the top is. Or the bottom. Right? Never. It's never happened. All right? So, in 2017, or in 2016, after the halving, same thing, by the way. This is what happened. December. Where is this one? Oh, right here. On Twitter, they were saying the same thing right here. They were saying the exact same thing right here. when Bitcoin was at $1,000 and it corrected. This is a major correction, mind you. 35% in 23 days. I got news for you. If the stock market crashes 35% in 23 days, people are losing their jobs. Literally thousands of people will lose their jobs if that happens. When that happens. No, that's not going to happen that quick. And they said the same thing, right? December, they're like, the top was in back there. It was a double top. We couldn't get above it. That's what they said. Same thing right here. They said it's over. Like, there's always FUD here. There's always FUD here. Promise you. Without fail, you will find FUD in these moments right in here. There will always be FUD, and we're going lower at every bottom. Every bottom, there will be FUD, and we're going lower. FUD, and we're going lower. FUD, and we're going lower. Every time. So in my opinion, it's a good sign. Thank you for the tiny diny. Crypto boxing, you savage. Alluvium has a lot of inflation. When do we get out of this bear trap? By the end of January. Thoughts on DOT? DOT is one of my top plays right now. The inflation bugs me on DOT. Is there inflation on DOT? So this is the market cap. I really like the chart on DOT, actually. DOT to me has the same chart as XYO, VeChain. DOT has the same chart as a lot of these coins. So let me... Okay, so we got XYO right here. So let's do this. So on the top, we have DOT's market cap. And then on the bottom, we're just kind of going to go through these coins that I think it has a similar structure to. So VeChain is very similar. And I like this structure. This is a very, again, talking about risk to reward, the proposition here, the value proposition of what am I risking and what is my reward. This to me is very good because you have so much support here. So much. Like, how many days of support is this? 1,000 days? Literally 1,000 days of support. Same thing. So VeChain has the exact same chart as DOT, and VeChain is one of my top value plays. So it would only be fitting to put DOT there. You have your accumulation, your sign of strength, your back test of the prior range, You go one little leg higher, and then what do? You reaccumulate off of the prior range. Go one leg higher, reaccumulate on top of the prior range. So DOT and VeChain have the same chart. DOT and Dogecoin have the same chart. DOT and XYO have the same chart. DOT and ADA has the same chart. DOT and there's lots of different coins that you could put in this category. I mean, even ETC a little bit, not quite as pronounced, but it is the kind of the same thing. I mean, DOT and XRP, even, although it's a little bit more pronounced and a little bit more macro, but structurally kind of the same exact thing. DOT and LCX. So yeah, this is a good structure. DOT and Phantom. Good Morgan Ski. Did anything change for you on ICP? No, other than it's a little bit better of a value. Let's look at ICP. Yeah, same thing. Like, look at the value of this. Value proposition, guys. What is the risk to reward? Every asset class in the world is on the verge of collapse. Wait 6 months and you will buy at all-time lows. Okay. Collapse of what? What are we measuring this collapse in, one up? What are we measuring the thing in? What are we measuring the collapse in? Are you talking about this thing? Are you measuring it in this thing right here? Is this the thing that you're measuring it in? Because this itself is in a bubble. If we're measuring in a thing that itself is skyrocketing, you think that the dollar is going to go parabolic. That's what you think. The dollar is going to be stronger than Bitcoin. The dollar is going to be stronger than the real estate market. The dollar is going to be stronger than silver. The dollar is going to be stronger than gold. The dollar is going to be strong. That's what you think. Because that's what we measure our assets in right now. I agree with the charts, but any inflation on DOT, can you cover that? I don't see any notable inflation on DOT. There might be a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so potential of infinite. Practicality, though, it doesn't seem to be doing that. The same thing is true with ICP, Ethereum, Solana, right? They have potential, and you need to pay attention to market cap. But no, I don't see a big discrepancy between price and market cap. Simple long-term TA. Okay. If you think that the thing that doubles every 4 years, you think that this thing that doubles every 4 years, this has doubled every stinking 4 years since Bush, since Clinton. Since Bill Clinton, this number has doubled every 4 years. And we have lost more and more value of the US dollar. 98% of the value has gone of the purchasing power. And you think that this is going to go on a bull market? I'd have to disagree. I would have to disagree. I'm heavy into your top blue chip value plays. Krill? More red incoming? I don't think so. Same thing. Krill has a really good chart too. Very low risk to reward. Probably one of the lower risks, actually. I mean, you're talking like 25%. This is even less of a risk to me than XYO. Will January 20th be Sell the News event? Could be. Some influencers said LCX is going to 9 cents. When did they say that? It technically did. It went to 8 cents. But are they saying like right now it's going to 9 cents? I disagree. So if you look at Bitcoin weekly chart, cup and handle at the lows, 2 measure moves, double top rising wedge. Yeah, but that's the same thing that we get in 2016. That's the same thing we get in 2020 before we don't. Right? This is what I say about patterns. Patterns is what I use to double check or triple check my fundamental analysis or my analysis. my Wyckoff analysis, I will say, and there's a cup and handle, and there's a bull flag, and there's whatever. But I don't make any starting analysis off of patterns. Do you know anything about pi? I'm suspicious about pi. I am suspicious of pi. We are going to 30K. Okay. I would love that to be true. All right, let's think about this though. Let's just live in fantasy land for a moment. 30K. We're going to 30K. So, in order to do that, in order for that to happen, not only do we need to break 60 days of structure, which we haven't, we've yet to do it. We have yet to break the 60 plus days of structure. Not only do we need to do that, but then also, in addition to that, we would need to break through 255 days of structure. But actually not actually, because we have an additional support of 90 days plus 255 plus 67 days plus all of this right here. It's got to get through all of that. In addition to that, the inflation of Bitcoin, the last time we were at 30K, is half of the inflation. The miners are more than double. There are more miners. And there's less inflation. What does price equal? Supply plus demand. Like, in what world, with less supply, more institutions buying, more governments buying, more miners than there's ever been, hundreds and hundreds of days of support, is that in the cards? We don't get below 50K ever. Not even in 2026. The CME gap. I thought you said it was 30K. Again, I agree. CME gap gets filled. 75K. That will get filled. In 2026, after 138K, after $207,000, after the alt season. I already have a bet. I have a bet that we will reach. I think that we will. Let me be clear. Let me be clear before I say this, what the bet is. Bitcoin will reach 70K again. In my opinion, it's after everything is over. It will get that CME gap. It will happen in 2026 after it reaches $207,000, after it reaches $138,000. So the bet is that Bitcoin will reach $138,000 before it reaches $70,000. You said 92K was the bottom. Brother, we're at $91,800. What do you want from me? You said 92K was the bottom. Now we're at $91,800. Which is it, bro? What do you want from me? My God, bro. Damn. Somebody jump off sides. Damn. You said 92K was the bottom. We're at $91,999. I knew I should have never trusted you, Ski. You know what? I don't want you to trust me, actually. I don't want to be your hero. Please shave your beard or dye it blue. Why would I do that? Jax, thanks for the tiny diny and the donuts, bro. You savage.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Mario says 78 to 82 fill gap. Yeah, I agree. After the bull market. What about the USA selling 7 billion of Bitcoin? Here it is. I have it on my chart. What is this chart called? Can anyone tell me what this chart is called? This chart is called Trade the News and You Will Lose. That's what the chart is called. Trade the news, you will lose. So I put it on here. And I will dye it red once confirmed. I will dye it red once confirmed. Or I will change it red once confirmed, not dye. But here is the last times that we put big scary moments on the chart. Japan cut their rates at the local bottom. Germany and Mt. Gox was selling their Bitcoin at the local bottom. The war in Israel kicked off at the bottom. Silicon Valley Bank went to zero at the local bottom. FTX went to zero at the local bottom. Luna went to zero at the local bottom. Okay, so fundamentally, that's what I think this is. Fundamentally, first of all, this is not $7 billion of selling pressure. That's what people have in their brain, that the United States is just offloading this to Coinbase and we're going to be, damn it, the United States rugged, bro. Damn. The United States rugged, bro. Damn. No, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. This is an over-the-counter trade, aka it's being auctioned off to the people that you're trading against. Bitcoin to 69K. Yep. In 2026, after the bull market is over, it will go to 69K. After the alt season, after 207,000 Bitcoin, I hold life said Bonk will outperform Bitcoin. He doesn't understand market cap. Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. If someone doesn't understand market cap, it's not someone you should be taking advice from. How come the market is dropping so much? Because it did, listen, bro. Every yin, there's a yang. So when you do, Bitcoin did a 1.2x in 150 days. How many years of stock market gains is that? That's 10 years of stock market gains. So everything in life has a price. Nothing is free. There is no free lunch. So what is the price that must be paid for the highest performing asset by a mile, which Bitcoin has been since 2009. The highest performing asset by a mile. It's outperformed the stock market by 1,000,000%. What is the price to that? The price is volatility. If you want the highest performing asset by the mile, you got to stomach the volatility. How much XYO to make million on it? 100,000. I think it will pretty much do a 10x from here. I'm in a short at 100x from 108. That's cap. Send me a screenshot. I'll tell you what. Send me a screenshot. I will pay you $250 if you send proof. And then I'll post it. I'll be like, one up is the GOAT. How about that? One up's the GOAT. Alex Costa says the market is cooked and the cycle is over. Well, I disagree. Especially, listen, just take note of my comments. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, send me big spender. Send proof. And I'll give you your roses. If you're doing 100x leverage, I can tell you're not a real trader. Alex never said that. Sometimes I get baited into saying things that did not happen. He's just being safe. I saw his tweet that two things to be true. He said the market could be over. And if you're selling now, you're selling at support. That's what I think. I think if you're selling now, you're selling at support. That is true. Defense is important. We bought him at 30K in 6 months. All right. So what is today? What is today? Today is January 13th, 2025. One up, you best be here. You best be here. February, March, April, May, June, July. That's my birthday. How about this? By my birthday, July 11th, 2025, if Bitcoin is nowhere near 30K, if it's not even within striking distance, which it's not going to be, I expect a $50 super chat on my birthday from you. How about that? And 500 to me, if you're right, on my birthday. It says, no way, mine's July 12th. Chances showing up proof, 0. Big D, thanks for the lightning, the roses, the TikTok, the tiny diny, the chili, the lightning. Sneaky, thanks for the team bracelet, the 2025, the heart, the puff, the 2025, the chili, the rose. You savage. Appreciate you. All right, you're 50 to my 500. One up. My birthday. I don't care. We're not going to do July 13th. We're going to do on July 11th. It has to be 30K. July 11th, 2024. My 500 to your 50. Clip it. I just clipped it. Yeehaw! Thank you for the hat and mustache, bro. We will never see 30K again. I agree. Buying Solnick on Phantom is correct. Yes, you can buy Solnick on Phantom. There should not, and how you know it's the correct one, there's not going to be a yellow caution sign. Because we are strict listed, meaning we have been verified through Jupiter. Thank you for the Tiny Tiny, the 2025, the team bracelet, the heart, the ice cream cone, the chili, the corn, the TikTok, the heart puff, the lightning, the GGs, the W, the heart. You savage, bro. Do you make more from streaming than or from the market? There has been 99% of the time I make more from the market. Last month in December, I made more online than I made from the market. That's the only month I've ever made more money from content than I did from the market itself. Every other month I've made way more money by trading. Ski, how many Bitcoin you own? Like 10, 20? I own enough, bro. Do you think Bitcoin goes to 50K in 2026? Yeah. That's like the wick. And that's like if we're lucky, right? That's what I think. But, okay, so here's what the bottom I think is going to be in 2026. So if we look at, you know, the structure. So, okay, when I say the bottom, I'm talking about a range of trading where it gives you the most opportunity, right? So where was the bottom in 2022/2023? The range of opportunity, the range, right? That's what I'm referring to. And it's right here. 266 days at around this price of the average price of $20,000. Who would be happy with the 5X right now? Bitcoin gave you almost a year of this price. So that's what I would say is the range bottom, 20K. And it wicked for a brief moment in time for about 2 months to 15K. But even that, most of the range was about 17K. But there was a couple of wicks in below 16K. That was the bottom. But when I'm saying the bottom in 2026, I think that that's going to be about 60K. Will be the bottom. The range. Where we're going to have like 6+ months of trading sideways at these prices. And if we're lucky, we'll get a sacrifice from a big player. We'll go to 0. And we might get to 50K on like a day or two. Says you lied about Bitcoin bottom having a local bottom last week. Are we lower? Are we lower? So I don't know if you know this or not. We're the same exact price. $92,900 and we are $91,800. You lied, Ski. All right, listen. This right here, do not pay attention to Wix. Wix will get you wrecked. Wix will get you wrecked. Pay attention to the body, right? Just like in football, just like in basketball. How do you play defense? Do you watch their head or do you watch their hips? The hips don't lie. The hips tell them where they're going. Okay? Just like in sports, the hips are the body and the body is the truth. This is a head fake. Pay attention to body structure. If body structure starts trading down here, okay, we need to reevaluate. but not right now. Everybody's on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, for real, dude. You lied, Ski! You lied! Alright, let's look at Turbo. Listen, I've been saying for a long time, Turbo is not a play to me. I've been saying that for... How long have I been saying that? I mean, my God, it's been forever. Does it get to 4 cents? Some point it will. I don't know if it gets there. You lied, bro! Ski, you lied. Damn it. You were off by 200! Ah! Come on, bro. What do you want from me? He says you won't buy at 30K, you'll be waiting for lower out of fear. That's facts. But it's not even going there. But if it did, I agree with you. Yep, XTZ9 is the contract address. There's no yellow caution sign, meaning we're strict listed. SOLNIC. So, yep, you can absolutely buy it on Phantom. I think it's the easiest way to buy it. Phantom or Jupiter. Blue Falcon. 200 more followers for a giveaway. That's right. 50,000. 50,000 followers. We're doing a giveaway. I love seeing all these comments saying he's lying. Too funny. Listen, guys, just take notes. Take notes of the general vibe. Take notes. I'm gonna make an indicator called the SCI. A new indicator that is dropping called the SCI, Skis Comets Indicator. How many Sonic holders do we have? 3,000. A little bit, maybe a little bit over. I cannot pull up Dex tools because... Any thoughts regarding the inauguration? Not really. Other than, like, you know, I'm happy that the most pro-crypto administration can... and this isn't just like the Orange Man. I'm talking about the Congress. I'm talking about the Senate. And I'm not even talking about the Republican Party. I'm talking about both parties on both sides of the aisle is the most pro-crypto that we've ever had. Gary Gensler is stepping down. 2,989 currently. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. There you go. Crypto John is a big pump and dump turbo on here. Crypto John. I feel like I've seen that guy. Maybe. We're going much lower, slightly lower. I don't think so. Like, relatively, listen, if you zoom out off of the 1 minute chart and then we start looking at the daily and then think about the structural range of where we're at, I don't think that we're going lower. If you're on the 1 minute chart and, like, you know, like, sure, maybe. But by this time next week, I think everyone is going to forget all about it. And that's what I said over here. Right? That's what I said in December. By this time next week, everyone's going to forget all about it. And then what happened? Everyone forgot all about it. When we were at $102,000, everyone forgot all about us being down all the way at 90K. No one remembered it. And I think the same thing is going to happen. A week from now, everyone's going to forget all about it. That's my thoughts. Alt's likely to go much lower due to the dominance chart. Let's look at the dominance. When camping. October. Yeah. All right, let me pull a micro on this. I don't think that anything needs to be really said about dominance until or unless, and it's, excuse me, this is a micro retracement too. We're almost at the 618. So we'll probably go to 58%, maybe 59% before rolling back over, in my opinion. I don't really think anything needs to be said about Bitcoin dominance unless we take out this high right here, which is 59.95%. If we take out that high, I think that things need to be reevaluated and reassessed. At the local bottom now, or wait? No, listen. If you have capital, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice, but I think that you should always DCA, but especially when people are afraid. Pay attention to the SCI indicator, the ski comments indicator. When people are telling me it's going lower, there's experts coming out. I've never seen any of these experts, and they're telling me for, 20K price or the bear market and all this stuff. That's a good indicator. And I think it's a pretty safe bet. If you choose some fundamental projects with good tokenomics, aka low to no inflation, I think it's an excellent, perhaps the best time to DCA. Perhaps the best time. That's my thoughts. Like, we've been through way worse than this, guys. Way worse. Like, Japan cutting the rates was way worse than this. Same thing with my God. Same thing with Germany and Mt. Gox selling their Bitcoin was way worse than this. Shiba, a good entry point right now. The SLI indicator. 77K incoming. I agree. 2026, after 138K, after alt season, after life-changing money, after the party is over, I agree. The bet is, listen, I have a bet. I believe that 70K is coming for Bitcoin after alt season, after the end of the bull run, after the life-changing money. And so my bet is that Bitcoin will reach $138,000 before $70,000. If $70,000 is reached before $138,000, I will shave my head. If it's bad next week, you might need to worry. Maybe, listen, I'll reevaluate if the time comes. In a few hours, bro, you're trolling. You're trolling, bro. Have you taken profits or have you been holding since the election pump? Bro, my accumulation price is here. My accumulation price is here. Like 20K. I think 20K is my average price in 2022, 2023. That bear market, my average overall price on Bitcoin is $5,000. I definitely took profit on XRP. I did rotate a little bit of Bitcoin. So I'm passing your house tomorrow. Whoopsies. After Dano gets 2009 Camry. So yeah, this was Germany and Mt. Gox is way scarier to me. Way worse. Way worse. Not even close. Roman says if when Sonic reaches $25 million market cap before your birthday, $100 super chat from me. I'll hold you to it, brother. I clipped it. I clipped it. TIA. Yeah! Thank you for the hat and mustache, bro. I appreciate you. TIA looks like pretty damn good value, bro. And it pretty much did what the structure of what we were saying, right? So this is what I put out here. And I was off by a little bit of the timing. But the structure is the same. Accumulation, sign of shrink back test. I would say that this is a pretty damn good value, to be honest with you. TIA. But let me look at the market cap before I say that. ICP Thoughts is one of my top blue chip, like literally top 3 blue chip value play right now. Upside potential, downside risk. Okay, there is inflation with TIA though, however. So that is definitely something to consider. The peak of February is lower than the peak of December. So let's see. Let's chart that out. The peak of February. Oh no. All right, that's definitely a decent bit of inflation. So this peak right here, this peak was higher. It was somewhere up in here at the 1618. So that's definitely something to consider for TIA. A 1.5x. So I would say if there's no more inflation, it could probably do a 2x from here. There's a decent bit of inflation on this one. That's something to consider for sure. The chart structurally looks good, but you have to consider tokenomics because price equals supply plus demand. Rose or XYO, I think actually at this point, Rose is a little bit better value. Hey, Ski, when you say hold something long-term like Link, do you buy and just... ARG, it's cutting off that message. So... Oh, okay, I got it now. Never mind. Hey, Ski, when you hold something long term like Link, do you buy and just leave it in your wallet, not touch, or you just sell in the bull run thinking you putting it in long term holds? Now, mostly, unless it's like a crazy, like a crazy amount, like a 20x or something like that. No, I'm just DCAing. And what he's referring to, this is not my personal portfolio. What he's referring to is I have a portfolio for my kids that I DCA into. And that one I'm just DCAing. That's what he's referring to. And that one is very, very passive. I just have my fundamentals that I believe in. And that one is just automatic buys coming in. What do you think Sony gets to? 10 cents is my low case. $1. $1 is my medium case. $5.89 is my bull case. I've been seeing SEI. What do you think of the project? Buy or ignore? If I remember, SEI has a pretty good looking chart. Yes, decent chart. Definitely pretty good value as well. Same thing, like, bro, like I've told you guys what's going to happen. Like, you see this? Like, this was here, which means I haven't looked at this chart in a while. And that's what it did. That's your sign of strength right there. Your back test. Now, I would like to cross-reference it with the inflation. It's a double top, though. So, that point right here was a double top. Same thing. So, it's all right. The chart looks good, but this really was a double top. When you look at market cap, which is the true my God, market cap is the true price of a project. That is the truth, because you can't wiggle around the supply with market cap. How about XCC? I think XCC is a really good value. H&T is one of my top value plays right now. VeChain is one of my top value plays right now. Fetch, I think, gets to $8. VRA. Can you chart H&T? H&T has a beautiful looking chart to me. It has the same chart as Helium. Of course it has the same chart as Helium. It has the same chart as XYO. Has the same chart as pretty much everything else. But this is big macro accumulation, your sign of strength, your back test. This is forming a nice bottom in here. And back testing. So I don't think we're getting below this range in here. I don't think we're getting below that. It is probably going to find this as support and reaccumulate. This is a pretty damn good value. If you're not in H&T, and listen, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is a very good entry on H&T in my opinion. The risk, again, everything that I'm looking for is risk to reward. What is the upside potential, the downside risk? All right, so what is the probability of risk right here? The probability is 30%. That's what you're risking. I think reasonable probability of risk is 30%. Now, you should not, in my opinion, I don't think you should wait for that, because you will talk yourself into waiting for more. You will talk yourself into waiting for more. That's the reasonable, most likely scenario for risk. But we're already in a decent bit of support. So I don't even think that that's actually going to happen. But that's what I could see being possible, right? The reasonable possibility of risk is 30% downside. Hopefully I'm making sense with that, right? Not what I'm predicting, but what is on the table. And then upside, at a minimum, is a 4X. Because that's a retracement. Everything will retrace that is not broken. AKA the blockchain is broken, i.e. Luna. Or they start dumping a stupid amount of supply. So I think conservatively, you're looking at a 30% risk proposition for a 4X upside potential. That's a crazy ratio. And that's the minimum. That's not even parabolic. That's just a retrace. Parabolic, you're looking at a 12X as high as a 20X. So potential, I would say low, medium, high is 30% risk for a low case of a 4X. That's pretty damn good. 30% risk for a 12X. That's excellent. I would sign up for that 76 times a day. And then your bull case is a risk of 30% downside with a upside of a 20X. There is not a amount of times that I would sign up for that. VeChain versus Rose versus Dent. Okay, so Dent I think is a little bit more risky, but has more upside potential. VeChain and Rose are about the same. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. We're gonna do a long live stream today. I'm feeling pretty motivated to do a live stream, but I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up my trailer. We're gonna pull up YouTube and we're gonna show you the documentary that's coming out. If you guys haven't seen that, and I gotta use the bathroom. I'm over here doing the pee-pee dance. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube, by the way. Here we go. So here's the...
Everyone else is watching, and they're seeing these big negative numbers, and they're...
Here's the trailer. Can you guys hear this on TikTok? I'm going to make sure you guys can hear it before I go. All right, cool. So here's the trailer for the documentary coming out. Make sure you guys spam that like button. Hit that share. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom, and then we're going to get back into it for hour number 3.
Everyone else is watching, and they're seeing these big negative numbers, and their confidence gets affected.
They are ping-ponging back off each other.
People are seeing this, and those memories of fear are coming back.
So back in 2008, the banking sector, everyone kind of knows about that, but the other side of the story that's not really talked about is these small Midwestern towns were just crushed. And there was kind of 3 things that took place all at the same time. You had the banking sector, you had the opioid crisis, and people were losing their job.
The market didn't work. It broke down. The machines broke down.
Fear came back into the market in a very big way.
The opioid crisis in the country has gotten so bad that drug overdoses are killing more people in car wrecks.
Our family got caught up in that one, too.
Our family got caught up in that, too, right.
Yes,
Do you
it did.
think that it was... they were 2 separate issues happening at the same time, or do you think that one issue really magnified the other?
I'm not really sure. I think a lot of people gave up and started using drugs just because they didn't have any hope.
We have a very, very bad problem with opioid addiction right here in our own city. And I know I'm not the only one blind with this. So somebody has to do something. We're losing our kids to drugs.
So out of this worry, we have something called the Bitcoin, but it's a total outgrowth of people starting to get worried about these currency crises, debt crises.
First, I have to give Bitcoin creators credit. At least they know enough not to trust fiat money that's controlled by our government.
When you were growing up, everybody kind of just thought you were a dreamer, but you weren't just a dreamer. You had an imagination and you had a want, and you had a desire that just never quit. And what I see today is that desire still there.
Whoopsies. All right, we're back. We're back. Welcome back. Cool. All right, so that is that's the documentary that's coming out, plus some bonus copyright music that's definitely gonna have to. Do the likes help? Do likes on TikTok help anything? Yes, they do. Absolutely. The more that what I've seen is like if we start getting like above 30K likes is when TikTok will start to really push into the algorithm. So yes, likes absolutely help. So that is the documentary that's coming out, plus You Are Gyra, which I'm going to have to remove. Ski, My Pleasure. I Get You There. That Your Mama, Hard Times Back Then. Yeah, my mom was definitely affected by the 2008 crisis. Looks fire ski. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get back into it. Where were we? What were we looking at? We just looked at H&T, talking about risk to reward ratio. And, okay, so here's a good thing. So everything that I do is from a risk to reward. And that's my grandma in the video. That was my grandma that I was interviewing in the video. But everything that I do is from a risk to reward perspective. What is the upside potential and then the downside risk, right? And this is why I am against the idea of sort of going on this sniper mission in the middle of the night and timing the market and selling at a little bit of the top and then buying back and then doing this little thing of like just trying to accumulate more, which I think that some people are capable of this, but the majority is not. And when we think about the risk to reward ratio of doing this thing of like timing here, selling a little bit here, buying back a little bit more here, and then, selling here and then doing this little thing, the risk, 30K likes. Let's go, you savages.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
The risk of this is being left waiting for lower entries. And to me, the reward of doing this little method right here that a lot of people do, the reward from doing this method right here of what a lot of people do, as far as, timing it and buying a little bit and scraping and adding a little bit to their position and then selling. The reward to this is maybe you increase your holdings by 10%. If you're like a pro. The cream rise to the top.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
I just saw another fakey boy ski join. So listen, I'm not going to message you guys. Rob, thanks for the heart and the puffs and the snap. Yes, Savage. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so I think that the reward for doing this strategy right here is about 10% if you time everything perfectly. If you do it perfectly, you could add about 10%. But the risk is you miss the 5x. You miss the 10x. You miss the 20x. You miss the 30x. That's the risk. That's the risk of doing this. And to me, that is not a risk to reward ratio that I'm trying to partake in. And I certainly don't recommend that regular people do this. Right? I certainly do not recommend that people do this. Because the reward is you increase your portfolio by maybe 10%. Probably really 2%, 3%, 5%. But maybe you can scrape it up to 10%. And then the reward is, the risk is you miss the 5x. You miss the 10x and you miss the 30x. And that's not a value proposition that I'm interested in. Not even a little bit. How many likes is it showing for the TikTok on your boy Ski? 37,000 likes is what it's showing. Shouldn't breaking 90K mean we go lower? Okay. We talked about this earlier. Hold on. Let me erase this. Shouldn't. Okay. It was a good clip. So we're at 92,200 right now. First of all, that's I got you on likes. Appreciate you. Is TikTok going to stop in the US? Your boy Ski won't. Your boy Ski has a VPN. So just like that, I'm in Nigeria. I'm your Nigerian prince who needs saved. Just like that. But either way, I'm on YouTube. Either way. All right, so let's answer this question because this is good. Doesn't going to 90K mean that we're going lower? And here's my thoughts on that. I used to play football. And I used to play strong safety. And I was never the biggest guy, but I was a good open field tackler. That's what I was good at. I was good at getting the guy to the ground. Okay? And the reason is because my coach taught me that don't pay attention to the head fakes. The head fakes will make you do a prayer tackle. And what that means is you completely whiff and you have to get down on your hands and knees and ask God for forgiveness for embarrassing yourself like this. Pay attention to the hips. The hips don't lie. Shakira, Shakira, Shakira. The hips don't lie. Okay? And so what is the hips on structure of what we're talking about? Is the body. The hips are the body. And the head fakes are the wicks. If you pay attention to wicks, you're going to get your ankles broken. You're going to be cooked. All right? You're going to have to do a prayer tackle. Get down on your hands and knees and ask for forgiveness for embarrassing yourself, embarrassing your lineage like this. Pay attention to the hips. The hips don't lie, and that is the body structure of the candles. Okay? So, I would say, with the question of, does 92 or 90K mean that we're going lower? I would say if the body, not the head, gets below 90K and starts closing all the way down over here, that would be things of concern. That would cause for reevaluation. But where it stands right now, the answer is no. Ski's the best tackler in flag football. That's cap, bro. $20,000 fine. Well, a fine doesn't mean it's illegal. I thought you were in Pakistan. 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 Ski Talk. I'm back. Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? What happens if we get to 100,000 likes? Let's see. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Will Ski's bottom prediction be correct? Will Frieza blow up the planet? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Ski. Thank you for the tiny diny. Okay, my Nigerian friend, gotta head off to work. Be safe. See you till next time. See ya, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the lightning. Thanks for the tiny dining. You savages.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Brother, alluvium, please. Alluvium, highly inflationary. I like the project. I don't like the risk to reward value proposition, however. Too much inflation for me. Will you be live tonight? Yes. I will be live tonight. VRA. Can you show a good price to long ICP? Right now. We are below $10. On top of the 200 moving average, on top of lots of support. Right now. Not now, but right now. Right now. How come you never answer VRA question? I do, bro. I've looked at VRA 100 times. VeChain, top value play right now. Just got here. What's your Bitcoin prediction from here? Inauguration 1 week. 1 week, bro. I mean, I think in 1 week we're gonna forget all about this. This scary times. That's what I think. All right, let's look at VRA. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Ski. Yeah, VRA looks fine to me. No! There's inflation on VRA. A decent bit. So I think it's going to retrace. I think it gets to 4 cents. What about WIF? 2x. Do you like Pendle, Ski? I like Pendle fundamentally. I don't like the value of Pendle right now. What's your prediction? You think Sonic going to 10 cents is my low case scenario. $1 is my medium case scenario. $5.89 is my bull case scenario. You lied, bro. HEE on my value play video. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Griffin. You think GRT will retrace with all the inflation? It's hard to say. I would need to know the exact number of inflation percentage to figure that out. And I haven't been able to find a good source for that. Griffin? Excuse me. Not really enough data on this one. Yeah, there's not enough data on this one to give a fair analysis. It's interesting, though, that... Yeah, there's not really enough data for this one, I would say. I mean, I could try. My God. Yeah, it's like only a few days. This went to the 1618, got rejected, back tested the prior range. That's what I would say. VeChain, 40 cents. What kind of price target do you see for VeChain? 40 cents. That's my medium case scenario. Arrow. Arrow actually is not a terrible value here. I think it's going to be chopping between 90 and $1 for a minute. And then it'll probably get, what did I say? A 5x from here, which is about $5. AVAX, $300. My worst new purchase. I was a fan of GRT, Cole. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all good, bro. I think you can recover. Don't beat yourself up. What about whiff? Let's look at whiff. Oh, man. I'm concerned about whiff. Let me see if I can find another chart. Yeah. This had a crazy run. All right, so listen. Whiff has an interesting chart. So this is what I'm gonna say about Whiff. It's pretty low on the RSI. But there's such a big gap here that is concerning to me. And it doesn't need to get it. It does not need to get it right now or even this bull market. But these gaps, they tend to get filled. And I would say if you're a whiff holder, you are praying that $1 holds. Because if $1 stops holding, I think you're going to go as low as 50 cents. Because this, I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, looks like distribution. But if it does hold, so I don't like charts like this. Because I don't, if it does hold, I'm going to give you upside potential. How about that? Let's say that this is the bottom. There's decent a bit of support here. It very well could be. If I'm giving you hopium, you're looking at a $10 price target. So a pretty high risk to reward ratio, I would say. I'm not really that interested in this coin because it's a little bit too much risk for me. So the neckline break on the Bitcoin daily head and shoulders doesn't concern you at all. Listen, brother. Patterns trading is the lowest form of trading. I have an open bet, an open invitation for any person. It does not matter. Name me one person who trades with over $10 million net worth portfolio. Trades with over $10 million and uses patterns and head and shoulders. And that's all that they use is patterns. That's how they make their money. They do patterns trading. And they have over $10 million. One person that has $10 million in their portfolio that they're trading with, and they use head and shoulders, bull flag. I will give you $1,000 to any person who finds one person with over $10 million who's trading with nothing but patterns. One person. All right, so number one, patterns is the lowest form of trading. BlackRock isn't using patterns. Fidelity, Vanguard is not using patterns. I promise you. They're not using patterns. I promise you, they don't care about. They do not care about head and shoulders. And number two, I would put. So if you have a pyramid, okay, let's do it like this. If you have a pyramid, and these are your fundamental things of like what really is the market. At the top, I would put Wyckoff. I would put supply and demand, which is Wyckoff. Wyckoff is supply and demand. It's how you measure supply and demand. I would put Fibonacci's. And then down here, you have like structure. You have support, resistance. You have, you know, like some different indicators. I might put the RSI down here. I might put like different indicators down here, right? And then not even on the pyramid, but just something to look at from your view up here is patterns. And then if you were to like do a pyramid of most importance of patterns, because like here's the deal, retail investors, the very first thing that they learn is patterns. And the very first pattern that every retail investor learns is head and shoulders. That's what they learn. My grandmother can spot head and shoulders. My grandmother can spot head and shoulders. Like, listen, you're not going to find BlackRock trading off of head and shoulders. You're not going to find Vanguard trading off of head and shoulders. I am unaware of one single investor who trades. That's how they make their money. Not from content, not from selling you how to learn the patterns. Right? They trade from patterns, and that's it. They don't exist. They don't exist for a reason. All right. How I view patterns is like I will come up with my analysis. Like here's my theory, here's my thesis. And at the same time, yeah, there's a bull flag. And in addition to my theory, there is a head and shoulders. But that's it. Like you cannot, in my opinion, successfully long-term, you cannot successfully long-term start with patterns. That doesn't exist. I'm unaware of any professional trader who trades using patterns only. There's none. Zero. Not one. Professional trader, as in this is how they make their money. Not from content. They don't have a secondary job. They don't sell courses. They just trade. That's their job. The dream that everyone sells you. Oh, I got this laptop on the beach, bro, and I'm just, there's a little head and shoulders, and 1 minute in the day, and just like that, I made $17,000, and I'm good for the rest of the day. That doesn't exist, bro. That's not real. That's a dream that you're being sold. In fact, you are financing this guy's lifestyle that he's presenting to you by buying the course on how to do patterns, which you could just look up for free. Sam Price. All right, let's see. Sam Price. So you think that Sam Price makes more, if he has a YouTube channel, you think he makes more from patterns trading than he does from, you think he makes more from patterns trading than he does from YouTube? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what this dude is saying. Crypto Lifer. Is this it? His name is Sam Price. Crypto Lifer. I promise you, he doesn't make more from trading patterns than he does from YouTube. $86,000 subscribers on YouTube. I promise you, on everything I love, he makes more from content than he does from trading. I promise you he does. I know he does. Like, the dirty secret is that people that are new to this game, they want a shortcut, an easy thing to learn. And what's the first thing that they learn? They learn about patterns. Okay, so which YouTubers make the most money? The ones teaching about patterns. Bro, I could tell you what he makes. I could tell you what he makes with about... I could sit here and look at his stuff for a little bit. I'm not going to pocket watch, but I could tell you what he makes. Based on the amount of videos he's posting, his subscribers, his views. He's posting like... Looks like about every day. Doing long live streams. Going live, looks like twice a day. Bro, I promise you he makes more from that. It's not even close. Not even close. I would be shocked. No, there's no shock. Do you think, do you like Kaspersky? I don't, listen, I like Kaspa fundamentally. I don't love their chart. I make millions with patterns selling lumberjack shirts. There you go. He definitely does. Look at all the videos. Yeah. It's over, Ski. Ski, we're cooked. Help. Help. Please. What's your price with API 3 with the inflation? About a retracement. So $6. Says the market might be dipping, but the Buckeyes look great. At least we got that. One up. There's a saying. The saying goes, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes. This guy probably makes north of, I don't know, $20,000, $50,000 a month online. He's not clearing that pattern trading, I promise you. He's not. Dump inbound. You've been saying that all stream, but here we are still holding 92,000. Yeah. You lied, bro. You said we wouldn't go lower at 92,000. Now we're at 91,999. You lied, bro. What the hell, Ski? I thought I could trust you, bro. The game was rigged from the start, Jimbo. So what if he makes 5 to 10,000 a month, but 50K a month teaching? Well, listen, if patterns really worked, he wouldn't need to. Because patterns show up every day. Every day, every hour. That's the truth. I don't know. Listen, I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't know one. I know people who have made money with patterns, but I don't know anyone who's kept it over a long period of time. Right? Wealth preservation. Wealth preservation. Equally as important. And so, like, over the long term, like, there's data on this. They're not profitable. They're just a tool for real. Yeah, you could use it as a tool. I think it's perfectly fine to use a pattern as a tool of, like, I have a wrench. I have a socket. I have a pick. But if you're going to use your pick for your entire mechanic shop, then that's a terrible mechanic. Terrible. Ergo, Dynex, Flux, still bullish key? Yes. Very. It's a terrible mechanic. My mama and my grandma used patterns. There's no magic wand. There's no substitute for hard work. And that's what, to me, the way that patterns are articulated, the way that patterns are presented as sort of a magical, get rich quick sort of scheme of, you know, you could just like look this thing up and you're good to go. And that's all you need to do. And you don't need to put in the work. You don't need to put in thousands of hours of time. You don't need to be dedicated. You don't need to be disciplined. You just have patterns. And just buy this thing for $49.99 and you too can be trading on a beach with a Lambo. And that's not real. There's no substitute for putting 10,000 hours of in the charts. That doesn't exist. There's no substitute for journaling all of your emotions and articulating where you're at, where we think that we're going. There's no substitute for that. There's no substitute for putting in the work. There's no substitute for being consistent. There's no substitute for discipline. It doesn't exist. And anyone who's telling you any different is lying to you. As a trader, you never use any one thing 100% solely, though. Always multiple factors used for your analysis. That's correct. And the secret is you have to use discretion. The variable is you. And that's why it's equally as important for me to articulate to you that the most important thing is your consistency, your discipline, and really getting into the weeds of like, why did I make this? Like doing what they call like shadow work of like thinking about your thoughts, right? Why did I think this? What caused me to feel this way? And like really thinking about your thinking. That is the difficult part and the part that takes lots of work. Because once you master that, everything else is a lot easier. But that there is no substitute for that either. I promise you. Thousands of hours is what it takes. There's no substitute for it. And then ultimately, the secret is you have to use discretion. That's the secret. So you are the variable. Psychology is 80% of the game, not more. A shit mindset won't work no matter what you do. That's correct. Like, you got to fix you. That's where you should start. That's where you should finish. But that's not like sexy to sell, right? There's no magic pill of like, well, here's how you can work through all your childhood trauma. Here's how you can just erase all of your natural fear that you feel. Here's how you can just erase all of your natural greed that you feel. Here's how you can just get rid of all the societal pressure. Like that there's no magic pill for that. There is no, well, you just use the patterns and you're good to go. That doesn't exist. The secret is hard work, discipline, consistency, being intentional every day, trying to be better and better. Thinking about your thoughts. Why do I think this? If I'm jealous of this person, why am I jealous? What caused me to think this? Maybe it's because of what my mom said to me when I was 7. Maybe it's because of my dad or my uncle. Well, why do I feel this way? So you have to like think about your thoughts for a long time. Psychology and risk management. That is the secret. And you are the variable. And there's no substitute for it. That's right. Risk management is everything. Right? That's what we've been talking about. Wealth preservation is equally, if not more important. What is wealth preservation? That's risk management. Because wealth creation is easy. The money exists. They print $120 billion every single month. The money is out there. Wealth creation is not the hard part. Wealth preservation is the hard part. Because if you 1,000x your portfolio and then you multiply that by 0, guess what you're left with? 0. Nada. Zilch. Risk management, wealth preservation, the same thing. Equally as important. If it's good enough to screenshot, it's good enough to take profit. All right, guys. It's been a long one. 3 hours. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I'll be live later on this evening. Just know that we've been through worse, guys. Continue to be consistent, DCA. Figure out your fundamental projects. Cut the fat on the ones that you don't believe in. We've been through worse. And we'll get through this again. All right? And if you're not at that place to where you've done the work, you've done the shadow work, you've done the thinking about your thoughts for thousands of hours, well, maybe the best thing to do is just do nothing. Right? The best thing to do is to DCA. The second best thing is to nothing. So hang out with your family. Put your feet on some grass. Drink some coffee. All that. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this time. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.
Damn, hustling.